Hello guys, welcome to Hankins Custom Rifles and another episode of Hanks TV. Today's Saturday, March 23rd, and I've got 3 muzzle loaders to sight in today and test fire. And I decided to do that here at the shop instead of going over to the range because I'm also painting a couple of gun stocks, and I can paint and shoot and get a whole lot done in one day versus driving all the way over to the range and only getting the 3 guns sighted in that I need to shoot today. So I'm going to try to kill what they say 2 birds with 1 stone and stay here, shoot the rifles, and paint the gun stocks. Now what I've been working on lately is I built this little shooting bench. It's not completely done yet. I still got to edge it and trim it in, but right now it's working. It suffices for what I need to use it for. And I built this bench and I've set it right here level with my window frame. I've got all my shooting accessories right here handy in the shop, so if I need to change out bags for different gun stocks, or if I need some tools or whatever to make adjustments, I've got everything right here at the gun shop. So all I have to do is raise this window, and I've got my target out there at 100 yards, and I'm going to do all my sight ins and test fires from this spot today. And I'm not going to show you all the shooting and stuff that we usually do in the videos. It's nothing more than just watching me pull the trigger. So at the end of the video, I'll get all 3 of the rifles and the targets and the groups that they shot, and I'll bring them inside and we'll do a quick go over of all 3 of the rifles. So just give me a few minutes. Actually, it's going to be all day for me, but I'll have the video edited out and you guys can see the end results here on the video. So stay tuned and I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, we've got the 3 rifles sighted in and shot today. I'm going to go over each one of those with you and show you the groups we shot with those rifles today. Now all 3 of these were 45 caliber smokeless muzzle loaders and pretty much my standard build. So here we go. We're going to go over this gun real quick. This gun here is built on a McMillan A3 adjustable stock. It's got the molded in rhino camo, they call this, and I've Cerakoted the barrel and all the metal work in a gray, so that really kind of sets it off pretty nice. The trigger guard was done in black. The barrel band was done in black to just kind of accent all the rest of the black that's on the gun. And I think it turned out pretty good. It took a little while to grow on me, but now that I've looked at it a couple times, I really do kind of like the color scheme. The action is a Remington 700 single shot. The bolt has been fluted with the 8 flute diamond pattern. You can see a little bit of it right here. It's got a March scope on here. This is a 24 power and it goes down to 3 power. So a 3 to 24 power March scope. It was very clear. It's got a little dot in there for the reticle. It was very nice aiming today with this scope. It cleared up. Everything was adjusted out. Parallax was nice. So I'll give a good thumbs up to the March scope. The rings are Night Force rings, and they're clamped on a Night Force 20 MOA Picatinny rail that has 6 bolts holding it to the action. I drill and tap 2 extra screws in all my Picatinny rails to give it that extra bite and does not allow it to slip or move. Won't ever come loose on you. So we're going to go over this target that I shot with this thing today. Now I bore sighted it. And here is a cold bore shot. So I went ahead and I shot 3 more because I was close to the bullseye. I didn't want to move nothing. So I just shot 3 more. And we got a 3-shot group right here that measures a .480. We were shooting a 275 grain Pittman AccuMax, 78 grains of IMR 4198, and we were shooting at 100 yards. So this rifle was built for Lance, and I'm sure he's going to like this. It turned out really, really nice, and I have to just give a complete thumbs up to this whole rifle build. So we're going to move on to the next rifle, and I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, next up is the second gun that I shot today. This gun here is built on a Manners T4 stock, custom paint job here in my shop with an olive drab green and black cobwebs. And then it's got a protective, non-reflective clear coat across the whole thing. The action is again a Remington 700 single shot fluted bolt with the 8 flute spiral pattern in it this time. It's got a bat trigger guard on the bottom. We have a Night Force NXS scope, 3.5 to 15 power, mounted on top in Night Force rings and on a 20 MOA Night Force Picatinny rail with the 6 screws that I use to mount it down to the action. It's a Brooks barrel, number 17 contour. It's got one of my standard muzzle brakes on the end, ramrod, retaining block, the whole 9 yards there. Not much more really to say about this rifle, just pretty much my standard builds that you get when you order a gun here from Hankins Custom Rifles. And here is the target for this gun. I built this rifle for Austin. He's been waiting on it for a long time, but it's finally done, and I know he's excited to get it. So here's what we've got for his first range session. I bore sighted it. Here's a cold bore shot. So I went ahead and shot 3 more, and we got this 3-shot group right here that measures a .285 thousandths, and I just call that 285 MOA. That's close enough for me. We're shooting a 275 grain Pittman AccuMax, 78 grains of IMR 4198, and we were shooting at 100 yards. So there's his 3-shot group out of this gun today. Turned out to be very nice. So on this rifle here, I will also have to give it a thumbs up. Okay guys, we're back with the third rifle that I test fired today, and it's also the third and final gun that I test fired today. This gun is built on a Macmillan varmint stock, and it also has a Remington 700 single shot action in here. We've got the 8 flute spiral, or the 8 flute diamond pattern in this bolt. It's got a bat trigger guard ADL on the bottom. We've got a Brooks number 6 contour barrel. We wanted to stay a little bit lighter weight on this gun to make it more of a packing and carry around gun. It's a little more user friendly as far as hunting in the woods and stuff, so we kept it with a number 6 barrel. It's got my standard muzzle brake on it, the ramrod retaining system, the ramrod, all that stuff is complete. The scope is a Leupold VX3i, and I believe that goes down to 3.5 power. It's a 6.5 to 20 power. It's mounted in Vortex precision match rings on a Night Force 20 MOA Picatinny rail bolted on the action with 6 bolts. And I have Cerakoted the entire action. All the barrel metal, all the bare metal on this gun was Cerakoted in tactical gray. So we did the trigger guard, the bolt shroud, the bolt handle, the bolt body itself, the action, the barrel, muzzle brake, the barrel band. We even did the sling studs in a tactical gray just to match everything. All the metal, he wanted it to be gray. So there we did that. The stock was painted here at the shop in a black with gray spider web, and then I put my clear coat over the top of it, which is a non-reflective kind of a satin finish clear coat. So by the time I got around to shooting this gun, I was pretty well worn out, and I got some stuff on this target I can't really explain, but I'm going to just show it to you. This is what happened. This is the way it went down, and I can't change it. So I bore sighted this gun and I shot it. The first shot went up here. So I made a scope adjustment, and either I went way too much or something else went wrong. I don't know what happened. But I shot my next shot and it went clear down here. And I thought, what the heck? You know, that wasn't right. So I shot another shot and it went down here. And I shot my third shot and it went down here. So I got my 3-shot group clear down here, almost off of the paper. But we got a 3-shot group of 1.100 of an inch. I was shooting a 300 grain Pittman AccuMax with 73 grains of IMR 4198, and again 100 yards with a 1.1 inch group. I made a final adjustment. I chased the crosshairs up and over to the bullseye, and I made my final shot with that's the 5th shot out of the gun, and I tore out the orange. So I called that good, and I'm ready to send this now to Clay, the customer, so that he can finish it, finish sighting it in and play with it at the range. One thing I don't do, guys, is I try not to shoot these guns a whole lot. I'll shoot them 4 or 5 times, make sure they're going to group and get you on the paper, and then I like for the customer to do the rest of the work. That makes him more familiar with the gun, gets him used to it, knows how to do everything. Now, one thing I'll say about all 3 of these guns is all 3 of these customers bought a sizing die, and all 3 of these customers had me mount the scope and sight it in, so when they get their sizing die, it's already going to be set for their gun. Each one of these guns was I used their sizing die and set it up so that it's real easy for them to just screw it in their press and start using it. So that's pretty much all I've got to say about these guns. Now, you might have noticed I hung this so-called curtain. I just pinned it up there. I hung this curtain up in front of the window to block the glare for the video. This is the window that I was shooting out of today, shooting off of this bench. I've got a target out the window there that I can get up 100 yards, and I can actually move it back to about 180 if I needed to shoot that far, but I like to do all my testing at 100 yards, so we're shooting it right out this window. Everything was done inside the shop today, made it really easy for me to size bullets and weigh out powder charges, and I didn't have to drag all my stuff over to the range today, so that made it really easy. So if you guys are looking at, or if you're interested in getting a smokeless muzzle loader, I highly suggest you look into the Hankins custom rifles. If I can't build your rifle fast enough for you, I've got some guys that I can recommend that will build it for you, and they'll use my ignition system. This is the #1 ignition system on the market. It's flawless, works every time, doesn't leak. It's inexpensive, and you can get that at Hankins Rifles if you need one, or you can get it through the guys that build their guns using my ignition system. Anyway, that's enough talk about the rifles. Until the next time, guys, I hope you liked the video. If you got any questions, send me an email and I'll get you an answer. And until the next time, guys, y'all take it easy.